What's up, you guys? Today I'm coming at you with a favorites video. It's kind of going to be more of like current favorite stuff because I haven't made a video just in general in a couple months. So these are just things that I'm currently loving rather than like month by month like I normally would. So I don't really have too many things actually because I've kind of been all over the place with my makeup lately. I have a ton of different palettes that I've been going back and forth on and trying new shades, doing new looks. So I don't really have a ton of stuff, but there are some things that I've been loving just for like base products like foundation, primer, face product stuff, I guess. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is probably the biggest thing here. And it's the Makeup Revolution Emily Edit The Wants palette. I am actually in love with this palette. Like, I've had to actually put it in my drawer so I can use other palettes. Because when I first got this was pretty much all I was using. I don't know if you can see, I've broken the clasp on it. So it doesn't close anymore. So I'm definitely not going to be like super hardcore traveling with this palette anytime soon. These are what the shades look like. I'm sure you guys have all seen this palette. There was drama with Tati about it. But this is just a really gorgeous palette. I think my favorite shade is this Pie Fi, this dark kind of plum color. I love to use that in the crease and outer corner when I'm doing more like warm tone looks. But then I also have used a lot of these more mid-tone colors in the crease as like a transition shade. I really want to use this Top Story shade, this really pretty gold. And I'm thinking of maybe combining it with this corduroy green. Those are two shades I haven't used yet. But every time I look at this palette, I'm like, I should just do a golden green, like packer look, I guess. But yeah, I've been loving this palette a lot more than I thought I would based on other Makeup Revolution palettes that I've used. Not to say that they're all bad, but just the quality of them is usually kind of like hit or miss for me. But this is a really nice palette. And then my other eye palette I have is the ColourPop Take Me Home little 6-pan palette. I actually took this abroad with me along with the Tartelette and Bloom palette, and those were the only two eyeshadow palettes I brought with me, and I could get pretty much every look I needed out of it. This shade here is my favorite shade in the palette. It goes really pretty all over the lid and inner corner. So you get like 3 kind of shimmery shades, one of which being like pretty metallic. And then you get 3 matte shades, which I think is a really nice balance. I'm telling you, this palette did not, or like the box for this palette did not do it justice. I bought it from Ulta in the little like cash wrap area where all the minis and stuff are. And just looking at the box, I would have been like, Peh, I don't need this palette. But once I actually took the palette out of the box just to see what it looked like, I was sold. I needed it, especially for this shade right here. This is just like a gorgeous gold shade. Like, look at that. All over the lid. You could probably even use that as a face highlight if you were really in a pinch to do so. It's just a very gorgeous shade. So, love that. Now onto the face-like stuff. I have a primer that I've been kind of testing out and kind of loving. This is the Becca First Light Priming Filter. I was in the market for a new face primer, and I wasn't really sure what to get. I obviously work at a JCPenney, and so we have a Sephora in our store. So I went into Sephora and was like, kind of talking to my coworkers and stuff about it. They recommended different primers. I've actually tried a sample of this primer from Sephora. So I thought I would try the full size, and it's really nice to kind of just add an extra bit of radiance behind your foundation. It's like a bluish color, but once you blend it into the skin, it just gives you that kind of like lit from within kind of glow. So yeah, I have been loving this. It doesn't really do anything for me in terms of like filling in pores or blurring or anything like that. It just gives you that radiance. So I've been into that. along with a couple different foundations. The first one is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I'm in the shade Porcelain. This is a foundation I've really been dying to try, and a couple months back when Jackie Aina did her whole, like, foundation rebranding of Too Faced Born This Way, I thought it was time to try it. Luckily, I had a 20% off coupon around that same time, so I went in there and, you know, kind of color matched myself to it, and this was the one that I thought was best matching. This gives you a medium to full coverage. It does give you a nice, you know, base for your makeup. I do really like it. But what I've been loving even more than that lately which is a total surprise to me because I hated this product when I first got it, is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Foundation Stick. Now, I am not a stick foundation kind of girl. In fact, when I finish this, I probably will never buy it again. Probably will not buy any stick foundations just because I'm more of a fan of liquid foundations. But I bought this based on the hype of, like, everybody and their mother talking about it on YouTube. And when I first bought it, I used it with a foundation brush, and it was really cakey on me. I don't know if I just was putting on, like, way too much, you know, getting carried away with the swiping of the stick and everything. It was very cakey, very thick. I hated this foundation when I first got it. Now, lately, I don't know if it's the combination of the primer with this or what, but I'll put on this Radiance kind of primer, and then I'll be kind of more light-handed with the stick and do maybe like 3 swipes here on each cheek, and then kind of a little swirl on the forehead, get the chin, the nose, you know, above the lip, and that's really all I need. And then I'll blend it out with a makeup sponge, and it just gives a very, like, natural looking finish. And I don't know I'm assuming it's just the sponge application, but I've been loving this lately. In fact, I'll even show you once I roll it up. I'm in the shade Y225 or 117. I don't know which is the more current coloring. But, I mean, this is all I have left of the stick, which I guess is, like, a lot when it comes to foundation, because you don't just, you know, go on and just, like, slather it all over the place like I used to. But, yeah, I feel like I've been making a very, like, good dent into this product, and I'm actually really glad that I hung on to it and, like, am reusing it again, because when I first got it and discovered I didn't like it, I was doing anything to get rid of it. Like, I was trying to give it to friends and they didn't want it, or it wasn't the right shade. So I just kind of hung on to it, and I'm really glad that I'm trying it out again and loving it. Then I have a mascara. It's actually the mascara I'm wearing today. This is a rediscovery, also from that Ulta 20% off sale. This is from Julep, and this is their Length Matters buildable lengthening mascara. This is like my holy grail, like high-end mascara. This is so nice. No one talks about it. This is what the brush looks like. Just very short, easy to kind of wedge in and pull up your lashes. I think it gives my lashes like a really nice length. And it holds throughout the day too. There's not really any like flaking or anything like that. It's just so gorgeous. And then I have some face products. The first one is a bronzer. And I've been really loving the CoverGirl Chocoholic contour palette. This was released with a whole line of like chocolate color or chocolate scented things. The thing is, these 2 highlighters on the sides are pretty dark for me. I don't think I'll be able to get a ton of use out of that. But the bronzer is gorgeous. It's very, very like smooth and pigmented, just like creamy feeling. It's just a very nice bronzer. And I am somebody who likes kind of a heavy bronzer. I take a big like powder brush and just kind of swirl it all over the place. Like, I've been really loving this. The scent is a little bit like fake chocolatey. Like, I don't know. It's similar to like the Too Faced chocolate bar palettes, but it's a little bit more artificially, I feel. A lot of people say it smells like cardboard, which I don't get, but Yeah, this is a really nice palette, super affordable. If you are of deeper skin tones, you might be able to get more use out of these highlighters, which is a plus here. Let me swatch them for you just to show you what they look like. One of them's a little more golden, one of them's a little more pink. So there's those. Woo, what a poor space to swatch. There's those right there. They are really nice. They're just too dark for my skin. So maybe I can get away with the pink one as like a blush or something. But super pretty. Love the bronzer. Then I have two highlighters I've been loving, specifically. The one I'm wearing today, this is the rediscovery of the Wet n Wild Precious Petals highlighting powder. I got this with the darker one. I think it was like Crown of My Cabana a long time ago. This is so pretty. I rediscovered it yesterday, and I've been wearing it like, well, every day for the past like 2 days, and I've been into it. So this is a very recent rediscovery, but I've been into it. And then the one I've been using more of the months are a combination of two highlighters. This is the Maybelline Master Chrome in the shade Molten Rose Gold. Oh my god, this packaging is so difficult. I have hit pan on it, but part of that is from dropping it and shattering it. So I have used a lot of this, but it's not like as intense as the pan looks. So I put this on first with like a Morphe 510 brush. Let me pop a little on top of this just to show you. So I pop a little bit on. And of course, like I said, I already have highlighter on, so I don't know how well this is gonna translate. So I'll pop a little highlighter on of that. And then I go in with the highlighter from the Hard Candy Contouring Face Trio. This one is the one in 3 Times a Lady. I had to get rid of the bronzer because I couldn't dip my brush into it anymore, and it was just like getting too small of an area. So I kind of just carved that out. But the highlight is where it's at. You guys have got to see this. All right. And I just pop that on top. That is the most like blinding highlighter I think I own. Like, it's just so pretty. I just can't get over it. It's just gorgeous. So, hidden gem at Walmart, the highlighters from the Contouring Face Trios. Because I think the highlights are pretty much the same. I'm not sure. I haven't looked at them in a while. But that is just so pretty. I can't even stand it. So that has been my go-to like highlighting like products these couple months, are the two of these in conjunction. I think the pinkiness of this brings it a little more naturalistic, I guess, to your face, if that's a word. But then you add this little bit of the blinding on top, and it's just, oh my god. I could sit here forever and just like tilt my face. So pretty. And the last two things are lip products. The first one is from Black Moon. This is the matte lipstick in the shade Morning. This is right up my alley. You guys know that I was in a like Jeffree Star celebrity skin liquid lipstick phase for a really long time. This is like exactly that. Let me see. It's so pretty. It's such a perfect nude for any eye look that I do, that where I'm like, I don't know what lip color to pair with it. Pop this on. It kind of reminds me of the Kat Von D Bow and Arrow, except Bow and Arrow I think is a little more brown. It's so pretty. I love it. I got it at Riley Rose. They have their whole line there. You can go and check out the Black Moon. I'm wearing a Black Moon metallic one on my lips right now. Not really a super fan. You can see the line where the lipstick stops, which I'm not a super fan of. But it is really pretty as well. And then my other lipstick I wanted to talk about is the one from Lipland, which I also got at Riley Rose. One of the associates kind of like talked me into trying this out, and I'm so glad she did. This is an $8 liquid lipstick, and this one is in the shade Nirvana. And at first I was like, this is kind of out of the box for me, but I'm really into it the more I wear it. It's just kind of a deeper purpley shade, or like magenta purple. It's just so pretty. I just think it's gorgeous. It goes well with more like neutrally eye looks, you know, where you want the statement to be on the lips. Or if you're wearing a purple look and you want a little bit more purple, add that in. You know, I'm a fan either way. So those are all my favorites this month. I have been trying out a lot of stuff. I've been working on trying out the Anastasia Sultry palette. I have some single shades that I got from that Rally Rose haul that I'm finally getting around to starting to use. I have a Juvia's Place palette I've been trying out, a bunch of Makeup Revolution. So I will report back maybe in like future favorite videos of what I think of those products. So far, the Sultry palette is super pretty. And the singles from Riley Rose are gorgeous as well. But yeah, until next time, I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you have a beautiful day. Let me know what you've been loving. Should I try some more stuff out? And until next time, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.